What's up guys, and welcome back to TechPlant. Today is the second video in our Viparspectra Grow Diary. Let's check it out. Alright, we did start this Grow Diary on 12/21/2020, so let's see where we are now. After about 7 days had passed, we did start to see a lot of sprouts coming up in most of the pots, so I'll give you kind of a closer look and I'll show you where we're at. So most of our microtom seedlings have sprouted and they're doing pretty well. I can start to see some of the true leaves starting to form, so they're well on their way and I'm pretty excited. Next up is our Napa Cabbage. They pretty much all sprouted. They are looking good and we do have some true leaves starting to come in. Again, everything is growing pretty well and I have had this only at 25% power for the Viparspectra light, so they're doing quite well for such a low, amount of output. The Korean melons were a little bit more behind. You can see that they just have their seedling leaves right now, but they're doing pretty good. I don't see any issues with them and I think they are still getting ample light. It's been great to run this only at 25% power because that is again saving us money over the course of time. Sadly, only some of the gnat leaves have sprouted up. It looks like we only have two, maybe because the seeds are a little older, but for whatever reason they're not sprouting as well as I expected. The Korean radishes haven't sprouted at all, and in fact I'm pretty sure they're dead, so we're just going to give up on those. Alright, about another week has passed and you can see there has been quite a bit of progress and they are looking really good. This light is doing wonders. Similarly to kind of some of the other newer lights I have, they really do work so well for vegetable production. Looking at the Napa Cabbage first, they are doing absolutely wonderful. I mean, they've got pretty large leaves growing and just they seem like they're happy with how much light I'm giving them. Again, I'm only at about 25% light capacity and I'm hanging them about a foot above. Next up, I got the Korean melon, and these things are starting to put out their true leaves and they're looking good as well. I don't see anything that looks too leggy or like it's falling over. And again, these ones do kind of vine out, so they are going to look a little more, possibly leggy than some of the other ones because they usually latch on to stuff. But they're looking great. The gnat or perilla leaves, they're still kind of really far behind. Maybe I'm keeping the soil a little too wet for these guys, I'm not sure. But they are growing. Some of the other seeds have obviously totally failed because they've not sprouted yet. But 2 plants is pretty decent because they do take up a lot of space. These tomato plants, which I'm absolutely excited about, these are the ones I'm looking forward to the most. They are staying nice and compact. I don't know if that's due to the light or the actual species, because remember, these are only supposed to get about a foot to a foot and a half tall, so it's hard to say what a regular species would do under this light, but they are doing well and really showing a lot of growth. The side view really kind of shows you how compact they really are, so I'm really happy with that. A lot of times in the past, my seedlings get a little leggy indoors and they kind of get floppy, but these ones are nice, short, and sturdy. These are probably the perfect species for indoor grows, honestly, just because they do stay short. Viparspectra did end up sending me a grow tent, so I'm going to test that out. Now that the seedlings are quite a bit larger, I can actually put them in there and I think they'll start to benefit it as I raise the light a little higher, because then the light will bounce around in that kind of foil reflective internal fabric. This thing is actually going to be pretty crucial for this grow because right now I have stuff in the new house and the basement is very cold. It's only about 60 degrees, but stuffing these things in the tent with the grow light, it was only ever hitting about 70 degrees max, which is kind of low actually. I would like to see like 75, maybe 78 degrees for these vegetables, but it's nice that it's kind of keeping the heat in there and we're not getting down into like the 50s and the 60s. Alright, another 10 days has passed in time. I think we're a little under a month right now since we started the seeds, and you can see the progress has been awesome. I mean, these things are really responding to the light incredibly, and these Samsung diodes are just honestly incredible. Again, this has been pretty low power, but yet they're still doing fantastic. Taking a look at our leafy greens, the Napa Cabbage, they have really taken off. We can see a ton of progress here, and they're starting to really get some adult leaves going, and just growing really fast. But I guess that is to be kind of assumed with any strong light because usually leafy greens don't need too much. Next up is the Korean melon, and you can see that they're also growing just as well as the Napa Cabbage. Everything is green and looking very healthy. When you look close at the nodes, you can see it's really compact, which is really good because this thing is not getting leggy on me. And once I repot these things up to like that base part, things are going to grow excellent. I can't wait to see how long these things actually grow though, because I'm pretty sure they are some sort of kind of vining plant, much like a watermelon or a cucumber. Next up is the tomato plants. These are the ones I'm most excited for because it is a special variety, and that is the microtom tomato. These things are only supposed to get about a foot tall and start producing fruit, so I think that's pretty awesome. Looking at them now though, I'm already shocked because they're only like 2.5 inches tall, maybe 3 in the tallest one, and they're already starting to flower, and I think that's absolutely crazy. I mean, how can this little thing even start to support a tomato? It's just wild. I'm pretty sure these are going to end up being my most favorite indoor tomato variety just because they're so compact and easy to grow, but they're doing absolutely wonderful under this light. The perilla or the guinea, they're kind of a little bit behind, but they're starting to catch up. I don't know what happened to them or why they failed, but we do have 2 healthy plants, so they're doing well. The Korean radish, however, has not sprouted at all, and I'm just completely going to abandon them. Here are all my plants now, just in that 2x2 grow tent. You can fit quite a bit in there. You can see some extra plants that I have not talked about, and that are Carolina Reaper pepper plants, but I have another video about those coming soon, so definitely stay tuned. Well guys, that pretty much sums up this update. I hope you enjoyed it. It was really cool to see how well these seedlings really are doing under this light. And again, it is only at 25%, which like I said, is an excellent way to save some electricity while still getting great results. These seedlings looked absolutely excellent. I'm really excited to see the future of this grow diary and to see where they actually go, and I hope you guys are too. As always, may your plants grow strong and healthy. I will see you next time.